Good evening and welcome to the Cybersecurity and Cryptocurrency Podcast. I'm your host, Eric English. Today is July 19th, 2018. I've got some cool news items to talk about today with some Coinbase stuff that they're doing, all kinds of other cool stuff. First things first, kind of my background for all of the new listeners out there. Been in IT for 9 years and then 6 years in cybersecurity. I've got certifications and all that great stuff. So I've been doing it for a while and I really enjoy it. I'm super passionate about cybersecurity and the whole crypto space and blockchain and all that good stuff too. So I decided to make this podcast and combine those two topics because they do oftentimes intersect a lot more than people realize. So that's kind of why we made the podcast. We're on episode number 5. So we're just getting started, just kicking things off here on our new podcast. Some interesting news today about a hack that recently happened with LabCorp. If you've ever done a job interview and you had to take a drug test, you probably went through LabCorp at some point through one of these jobs. And they essentially had a cyber attack. Now they're claiming that nothing was hacked and no information was stolen, but they ended up taking a bunch of their systems offline. And I thought that was rather interesting. But apparently they were able to catch it in time and took their systems offline, and supposedly nothing happened. No information was stolen. So if you do have a LabCorp login of some sort, if you're working in the medical field or whatever, I would suggest changing that password anyway, just in case. Because the LabCorp people even said that they weren't 100% sure yet that nothing had, been taken. But from what they had, seen thus far, there was nothing that was stolen. No data that was stolen. So, still a good idea to change a password if you use their services for anything. So that was kind of an interesting hack that's recently happened. And also wanted to kind of touch on the several Coinbase announcements. If you're not familiar with Coinbase, they are a cryptocurrency wallet, online wallet. They also have an exchange where you can buy, sell, and trade cryptos, but they only support 4 cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Those are the only 4 that they support right now. Part of their announcement, it's kind of twofold here. They purchased 3 different companies. They're acquiring 3 different companies. And supposedly this is going to allow them to be able to, they're going to get a license essentially to be a broker/dealer in the crypto space and be able to sell securities and things like that. And they're also going to be a registered advisor regarding investments and things like that. So that trio of acquisitions is really going to help them just broaden their stance even further. There was also some news that they are looking at listing some additional cryptocurrencies. I thought their list was kind of interesting. They said that nothing's set in stone yet and these aren't even approved, but the ones that they are looking at and reviewing are Zcash, Stellar Lumens, Cardano, 0x, and Basic Attention Token. So I thought that was an interesting list. I really thought it was weird that they don't have Ripple listed on that anywhere. And Ripple's, the 3rd largest cryptocurrency, and the fact that Coinbase is still avoiding them is rather strange. They have some of the other largest cryptocurrencies on the market, with Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum, but they don't want to have Ripple for some reason. So I thought that was really strange. As you'll remember, and I'm not sure if you've heard, but previously, before they listed Bitcoin Cash, the price of Bitcoin Cash went through the roof before they listed it. So the price on these, 5 different cryptos that they're looking at, the price on these is probably going to go up over the next few weeks. So I would suggest buying some if it's still low. Buy it now, and when Coinbase announces that they are going to support it, and the day that they release it is the day to sell, if you do end up buying any of those 5 cryptos. So definitely check those out, though. Get on the exchanges and see what they're worth, and buy a little bit of it and sell it as soon as Coinbase lists it. But Coinbase was kind of targeted for insider trading, and there's still some ongoing investigations going on related to insider trading because of Bitcoin Cash and that whole ordeal. The value of Bitcoin Cash went through the roof, and literally the minute that they listed it, the price of Bitcoin Cash dropped like, I don't know, it was $1,000 or something overall. So definitely some insider trading happening there, it seemed like. And so they are still being investigated regarding that. But I thought it was cool news that they're finally going to start listing some other cryptos potentially. And, just aside from those 4, that I do love their services that they offer. I just, hate the fact that I have to use multiple wallets, and I would like it all to be in one place at some point, rather than having to bounce around between 5 or 6 different crypto wallets. So I'll put the link to that article in the show notes, as well as the LabCorp cyber attack. I'll put that in the show notes as well for everybody to check out. So some other news that I saw, really cool and interesting project that's being worked on right now regarding using blockchain for identity management and authentication. So I thought that was really cool. So you know how like you go to the, let's say you go to the DMV and you have to prove who you are with, documents and social security cards and all this kind of stuff. Well, what this company is trying to do is you could be able to prove your identity with your secret keys, essentially, your crypto keys, your private keys. So I thought that was kind of an interesting take on it, and I'm a little, skeptical, I guess, that, what if your private keys get leaked, and what if a company starts storing these private keys? But I think that the technology is at a point where they validate your private key with your public key, and that's how they prove your identity. So I don't know all the details on it yet. I just thought that was really cool, a really cool concept. I am a little worried about giving out my private key to somebody, just because you never know what they're going to do with it, or if they're going to store it. And if they are going to store it, it's just like storing a credit card number or storing your social security number. It's not any more secure than the systems that we already have in place. Either way, it sounds really great. A lot of marketing hype behind it. I'll post a link to that article as well if you want to check that out. But as I've talked about in previous podcasts, I'm all about finding new ways to, prevent hackers from getting in, and better authentication mechanisms would be great. If it uses blockchain, I don't really care what it is. I'm just trying to block all these hackers from getting in any way that I can. But I do kind of have that hacker mindset still. My last job, I did a lot of red teaming type of exercises, and I had to think like the hacker. So I think of this identity management based blockchain, and yeah, blockchains are all encrypted and that's all great, but what do you do with those private keys? Those could get compromised, especially if people are storing them. So but that link was in the show notes, so check that out. It's pretty cool stuff. So highly recommend looking at that as well. Let's see what else was there today. I think that was actually it. The Coinbase deal, the LabCorp cyber attack, and the blockchain-based identity management. Really cool topics and subjects. I'm just really excited about the future of the blockchain market. The market was a little bit down today. It was down, I think, 5% from yesterday, but we're still holding strong. Bitcoin was around 7,000 last time I looked at it today, so that's still not bad. We're kind of floating around the 7,000 mark. If we can just keep this pace up and get through the next few months and stay kind of where we are, that'd be great. If just, we just need to let all these other exchanges and people know that, hey, don't get hacked anymore, please, because you're killing the market when you do. But anyway, get on those exchanges, look at those coins, start buying them up. If Coinbase lists them, you'll know when it's time to sell, because those values will go through the roof. Because I'm sure that Coinbase will do some more insider trading on that as well. Anyway, that's all I got for today, for today's podcast. Thanks everybody for listening, and check out the show notes for more information. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at eEnglish34. Again, that's at eEnglish34. So you can follow me on Twitter, hit me up there if you have any questions, comments about our show. Thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.